We've long established that the Minnesota Fighting Vikings and Pro Football Focus PFF are frenemies. Sometimes they're on the list, sometimes they're off the list for the briefest of moments, and then they're back on the list. This ranking, I'm sort of whatever at this point. So they are releasing this week their top 50 NFL player rankings in a countdown, doing 10 a day, and Harrison Smith and Eric Kendricks landed in the top 50. They landed in the 30s, which is great. Plus, they're doing these comic book things for every single one, which is awesome. That's tight, man. I love it. But Harrison Smith checked in at 32. Here's what they wrote. Smith remains one of the best and most consistent safeties in the league, and while he isn't coming off his best season, true that, the same is true for most members of the Minnesota defense. Absolutely. Harrison Smith was like that one dude in a class group project where the ship was going down. Everyone was gonna get an F, but he was like, all is well. We can salvage a D out of this, but it didn't quite work out. Smith has elite versatility to play any safety role within any coverage shell. The Vikings dial up, giving them the ability to play a little bit of every type of coverage in the book. The Vikings didn't line up in any single coverage shell more than 70% of the time last season, and a huge part of that diversity is because Smith's ability to move around and fill any missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle. He should bounce back in 2021 too, as the Vikings defense looks far stronger on paper. Absolutely. Yes, where Harrison Smith was babysitting cornerbacks last year, Anthony Harris, whatever, and they had zero pass rush. So Harrison not only had to set the edge against a run, he had to be down in the box more, which means that he wasn't able to play coverage safety and ball hawk like he used to more frequently. And also he was tasked with rushing the passer. He had to do everything. Like, he basically had to do everything, and it's understandable why he had a down season in the eyes of PFF last year. But he will bounce back with that pass rush, with a competent safety opposite of him and Xavier Woods, with some veterans in the cornerback room now. Let's go. Harrison Smith is going to shoot up this list for next year. Love it, man. And then 33, Eric Kendricks. Where is low. This is low for me and Eric Kendricks, even though they said in the write-up that positional rankings, positional value is not considered here. Okay, so I'll believe that when my turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet. So they specifically say safeties, guards, and even running backs. And even running backs. It's just dripping with disdain. PFF hates running backs. They just hate the running game, as it were. But, yeah, whatever. Eric Kendricks. So Eric Kendricks, off-ball middle linebacker. But, he's the best coverage linebacker in the NFL, and that hits PFF's sweet spot because, passing game. That's why they do love Kendricks, but this is too low for me. Kendricks has become arguably the best coverage linebacker in the NFL at a time when it's never been more difficult for linebackers to play in coverage. Is it, though? I don't know. I guess with the way that they're refereeing the game, sure. Over the last 2 seasons, Kendricks has not only forced more incompletions than any other linebacker, but he's also forced them at the highest rate in the league. Woo! Who was the best cornerback on the team last year? Eric Kendricks, probably. He's allowed a passer rating of just 75 into his coverage over the same period, 30 points lower than the average passer rating when targeting linebackers. Receivers were charted as open per PFF accuracy data on fewer than 50% of his targets when targeted against Kendricks since 2019, making him one of the few linebackers who can claim that feat. He's a stud. Absolute stud. Plus, his coverage skills are unrivaled. He just has this sixth sense, and when they play Tampa 2, and then he's just playing that deep center field, it's amazing, man. It is beautiful. Plus, think about it. Michael Pierce, Diesel, Dalvin Tomlinson, Sheldon Richardson in front of him, just all that beef. 700 pounds of dude on a given snap, just getting after it, keeping guards, keeping centers, keeping fullbacks off of Eric Kendricks. He's going to be amazing. He's going to be amazing, man. He's going to shoot up these rankings as well. And those are the only 2 Vikings who made the top 50. Jefferson will, so far, because they've only counted down to 31 as of right meow. They'll reveal the 20s tomorrow. And Jefferson is probably going to be top 10. I think maybe even top 5. They love him some. They love them some Justin Jefferson. I can see why. Thielen, they showed a lot of love to in their wide receiver rankings. I could easily see him being in the 20s. Now, Dalvin should make it, but of course it's PFF and running back, so you don't really know, even though positional value is not considered. Okay, sure. There's only been one running back so far on the list. That's Nick Chubb checking in at 37. Daniil should make it. PFF does love Daniil. He's a pressure machine, and PFF does value pressure even more than sacks sometimes. But you don't know with the injury. I don't know, because If Daniil had popped up on this list so far, they've revealed 50 to 31, I would understand. But maybe he'll be in the 20s. Hell, maybe he'll even be in the teens. I would certainly take that. And maybe, I thought that maybe Kirk would sneak in on the back end of this, but probably not. And Dak Prescott did check in at 50, and I thought, like, Dak is sort of the line of demarcation. Like, I for my money, Kirk is a little bit better than Dak. I will take him, but yeah, Kirk didn't make the list. That's whatever at this point. But I do love that they showed some love to Harrison Smith, even though, according to them, he had a down year last year. I wish Kendricks was higher, and we'll see where they rank the rest of the Vikings in this list. Like I said, Jefferson, top 10, Thielen up there as well. Dalvin should be running back too, even though they'll probably have Kamara ahead of Dalvin because he's so prolific in the receiving game, even though he's massively overrated. And his stats last year were only propped up because he scored 7 touchdowns against the Vikings. And even PFF can't deny that Derrick Henry is just the man right now. Now, will he be the man in 2 years? I don't know. Like, once it goes fast for running backs, especially power running backs, but we'll see. But as of right now, is PFF on the list? Nah. I think they showed the adequate amount of respect, so they're currently off of the list. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the. Like, if Justin Jefferson checks in at like 24, Thielen isn't on this list, Dalvin doesn't make it, and maybe Daniil isn't on there. Okay, then they're certainly back on the list. But as of right now, off the list. But your thoughts, Eric Kendricks and Harrison Smith checking in on the PFF Top 50 NFL Player Rankings in 2021. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.